Welcome to Roasted, where we roast PPC myths, 1 week at a time. Welcome back to Roasted. Have you heard of Google's Smart Bidding Target Simulator yet? It's this fancy tool in Google's repertoire that promises a laser-focused forecast for your campaign's future performance. It takes a look at how well your campaigns have performed in the past and suggests bid adjustments for the future. But sorry to say, it's about as reliable as your body's sure thing stock tip. Let's break down why Bid Simulator is less of an insightful tool and more of bad advice on repeat. Now, how does it actually work? Google's Bid Simulator looks at your campaign's historical performance, specifically the performance of your campaigns over the past 7 days, and spits out projections like, if you increase your ROAS target by X%, you'll get Y clicks and Z conversions, which does sound pretty neat, and it certainly would be, if it worked. There's one big problem. The Bid Simulator is working with some seriously flawed assumptions. Essentially, Google's Bid Simulator assumes that whatever happened in the last week will magically just repeat again. And I mean, just look at the graphs here. Google's simulation is basically tracking last week's performance one by one, which is not a crystal ball, it's more like a mirror. On top of that, the ad auction ain't static. It's chaos. Competitors shift and seasonality kicks in and demand fluctuates. Google's Bid Simulator doesn't account for any of those things. Now, here's the danger. If you straight up follow Bid Simulator suggestions, you're essentially flying blind. You haven't found your optimal spend level, which ideally should guide you towards being profitable and not just efficient. And worst of all, you're letting Google steer your strategy instead of using your own business critical data to do so. So what should you do instead? Well, first of all, stop relying on Google's oversimplified guesses and start steering with your own data. All the way from margins to competitive pricing. These are the metrics that matter, that let you bid smarter and not just harder. And by the way, Smack software does all of these things for you and, then some. So what's the takeaway here? Google's Bid Simulator isn't a crystal ball. It's a sales pitch in disguise. It simplifies the auction, it ignores your margins, and it acts as if seasonal peaks simply don't happen. The smart move? Well, use your own data to guide your bids. Align with your business goals and stop letting Google's guesswork steer your ship. That's it for this week's Roasted. Like, subscribe, and tell us, have you ever followed Google's suggestions and did you seriously regret it afterwards? Let's keep roasting marketing myths. See you next time.